Here are 7 huge spoilers for Emmerdale next week, as Vinny jilts Gabby after she reveals her own big secret, and Bernice is back. Spoiler 1. Bernice arrives unexpectedly. On the day of her wedding, Gabby comes down in her dress, and Kim, Laurel and Arthur are in awe. But then there's a shock when Bernice turns up unexpectedly. She soon hints at a secret Gabby is keeping. Spoiler 2. Gabby tells Vinny her secret. Vinny is filled with panic when Gabby turns up at the salon and tells him something is wrong and has been for a while, but she has no idea he is suffocating under the guilt of the mess he has made. He soon heads out. Spoiler 3. Vinny jilts Gabby? Gabby asks Arthur to walk her down the aisle and admits to Bernice she did not call the wedding off. She is certain she's doing the right thing. However, at the church, Cammy breaks the news that Vinny is a no-show. Heartbroken, Gabby can't believe it. She is beside herself. Has he really jilted her at the altar? Spoiler 4. Bernice's return ruffles feathers. Bernice confides in Bob that Nicola and Gabby are furious with her being back. They share a bottle of wine and reminisce about their lost love. Spoiler 5. Mackenzie considers ending it all. In the bunker, Mac is a shadow of his former self and considers using the syringe John left for him. Will he go through with it? Spoiler 6. April's caught by swirling. April arrives at a car park for a drugs drop where she meets a young lad. But she is panicked when patrolling Swirling approaches her and insists on giving her a lift back to the village. Confused, Rona wants answers when they arrive home, but despite her guilt, April just makes excuses. Spoiler 7. April taken by Ray. Dylan asks April what went wrong with the drop, and they arrange to meet Ray in a lay-by. Fed up of the risks, April stands up to Ray and demands to know when their debt will be paid. He then tells Dylan to stay behind and takes April off in his car. Meanwhile, determined to get on the straight and narrow, Dylan has an interview at the depot with Caleb and Jay. And if you enjoyed these Emmerdale spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more. Here are 12 exciting EastEnders spoilers for next week. Stay posted. Spoiler 1. George grows suspicious. Tensions are still growing between Harry and Oki. George grows suspicious again when he sees Oki entering Kojo's flat and realizes that someone has changed the locks. As Harry tries to reassure Gina about his feelings for her, they are interrupted by George, who demands answers over the flat. Not convinced by Harry and Kojo's excuses, George grabs a set of keys and storms over to Kojo's flat. George finds nothing, but still demands his own set of keys. Later, he tells Junior and Phil that he's still suspicious. Spoiler 2. Ravi targets George. Oki and Harry tell Ravi that they may have a problem, leaving Harry horrified when Ravi says he'll take care of George himself. The next day, with Ravi still out to get George, Harry attempts to protect him. Kojo and Harry try to convince George to take Phil up on a boxing tour which would take him away from Wolford for a few weeks. Spoiler 3. Zoe returns home from the hospital. Zoe returns home from the hospital. She is soon overwhelmed by the Slaters' over-enthusiastic welcome. Spoiler 4. Vicky confronts Zoe. Over at the cafe, Vicky confronts Zoe over her dad Den's death. Vicky's outburst causes Kathy and Anthony to step in to defend Zoe. Spoiler 5. Zoe tracks down her tormentor. At the Vic, Zoe's mood worsens when she discovers that Freddie and Mo have shared details of her ordeal online. Kat and Anthony attempt to calm Zoe down, but she's worried that she's putting her family in danger. Packing her bags, Zoe attempts to leave, but is stopped by Stacy. Zoe tells her how she and private investigator Greg Dolan had a fight, and she thinks he might be dead. Stacy asks Jack for help, but he refuses to get involved. Stacy decides that the best course of action is to find out for themselves, and she and Zoe go and stake out Dolan's place. Spoiler 6. Joel lies to Ross and Vicky. When Ross takes on a second job, Vicky is left with extra duties monitoring Joel's behavior. Joel steals Vicky's credit card to buy tickets to see his favourite podcaster live. Vicky and Ross are appalled to find that he skipped school to attend Drake Zagan's live recording. Spoiler 7. Vicky seeks help about Joel. Vicky turns to Julie for help with Joel's behaviour. Julie attempts to talk to Joel about his misogynistic beliefs, but will it be enough to change his mind? Spoiler 8. Cindy makes a move. When Louis's birthday present doesn't arrive in time, Lauren feels guilty. Spotting an opportunity, Cindy suggests to Peter that she move in and help with the children. Spoiler 9. Jack's feeling guilty. Still full of guilt over the shooting, Jack tells Denise that he needs to confess to Zoe. Panicked, Denise turns to Ravi for help. Can Ravi make Jack see sense? Spoiler 10. Howie surprises Kim. When Kim reveals that she's thinking about driving again, Howie speaks to Lauren about a cheap car. Later, he surprises Kim with the gift of a car. Spoiler 11. A new job for Zach. Alfie offers Zach a job at the Vic. Spoiler 12. Ravi's in a rush. Jack tells Ravi that Elaine is interested in purchasing number 5. Eager to push the sale through, Ravi tells him to hurry up. And if you enjoyed these EastEnders spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the square. Here are 8 thrilling Coronation Street spoilers for next week, including a hospital scare, a demand for answers, and a confrontation with a masked thug. Don't go anywhere. Spoiler 1. Lisa demands answers. Lisa enters D.I. Costello's office and demands answers over Becky's death, but it appears she's talking to a brick wall. Lisa then threatens to take the story to the press if he doesn't spill the beans. Carla later encourages Lisa to tell Betsy the truth about Becky, but Lisa is determined to protect Betsy. Spoiler 2. Someone's watching. A mysterious person secretly watches one Weatherfield resident. Who are they? And what do they want? 3. The police interview Dylan. Jess takes Dylan into the station to be interviewed as he claims he was at the hospital when the accident happened. Will the police let him go though? Spoiler 4. Kit deals with Carl. Brody reassures Kit that he and Dylan weren't involved in the hit and run. He was having a seizure at the time. Brody then tells Carl that they abandoned the car before going to the hospital. Carl then tells him that the car must have been stolen before the accident. With Kit keeping a watchful eye on him, Carl meets up with Fiona and tells her he had no choice but to torch the car. Kit sees the pair interacting and confronts Carl, asking him why he's talking to a known criminal. What will Carl say? Spoiler 5. Fizz stays by Tyrone's side. At the hospital, Tyrone wakes up and tells Fizz that he can't feel his legs. Will he regain the feeling? Spoiler 6. Theo tries to hide his anger. Todd and Theo move into the corner shop flat, but Theo's not happy when Todd invites George in for a drink. Theo's angered further when Todd bails on attending his meeting with Dee Dee over keeping his access to Millie and Miles. Spoiler 7. Todd's party sends Theo spiraling. Theo tells Todd that Danielle would fume if she saw the state of the flat. Theo then heads out as Todd, Brian, George and Billy try to clean the flat. They then finish and have a bite to eat and a little dance. But Theo returns and isn't impressed by what he sees. Spoiler 8. Carl wants to play Tracy at her own game. Tracy continues to demand money from Carl in exchange for keeping his affair with Abby a secret from Kevin. As Tracy demands the entire sum by the end of play that day, Abby considers fessing up to Kev. Carl considers getting their own back on Tracy instead. Soon enough, Tracy finds the flower shop being destroyed by a masked thug. But will she back off from Carl? And if you enjoyed these Coronation Street spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the Cobbles.